Okay. Thank you, Donna Brown. No relation to me, but we're both DBs. Thank you for
Right?
jumping on with us or with me. And I want to jump right into tell me a bit about who you are and what you do and what's exciting you right now.
So first of all, we have the best initials
Yeah,
ever, right? So no, I didn't even notice until you said that. I'm really happy to be here. Thank you so much,
thank
Dan.
you.
So I'm a business synergist, and the word synergy means bringing together the different parts and making it greater than the sum of its
Mm,
parts, right? So I think this is something really important for everybody, and we're all looking for that kind of experience, whether we're creating our own business or working with somebody. It's that feeling like you're part of something greater than yourself, or the ingredients that you put into it. So that's where my sort of zone of genius lies, is bringing forward that essence of what you can become through the structure of a business. And it's fun and exciting.
cool. Excellent. And what kind of projects or initiatives are you working on right now?
So I work with clients on various different levels, so from corporations to entrepreneurs, and I'm working on what I would define as business vision quests. And that for a company is can be some look quite different, but it's really that understanding who you are, what it is you can become, what you can't see for yourself, because we all have blind spots, and it's really important to have somebody occasionally say, but wait a minute, you're really, really good at this. Why aren't you
Mm,
doing this too? Right. So this building out and expanding the meaning of your work through your offers and services. And to me, I guess the way I would describe it is Dr. Seuss says being youer than you, right? And I love that expression. But it's allowing people to expand and grow and become more themselves through a structure that we call a business.
mm. And how did you get into this kind of work?
Ah, I got into it because I kind of had to. I
Uh,
had so many different clients in fields that were so wildly different, fashion, then designing things for the home, then creating a unique IP for gelato for a big company and a cancer research institute. These are things that it was this really we're all looking for easy ways to define ourselves, right? So the dreaded elevator pitch and what do you do and who do you serve thing was just like, oh my God, people are going to ask me what I do, but I'm not doing that thing anymore. Now I'm doing a new thing. And I
I can
realized
relate
that,
to that.
why oh my God, it's like, why are people hiring me? And I had to
Uh,
look below what the
the
surface is,
commonality.
the commonality. So the common thread underneath all of this was that I could see for them what they couldn't see for themselves. A
Hmm.
really good sense of what their brand is, what they can become. And as a creative, seeing this roadmap and this blueprint of what they can create for themselves. And so that led me to a very different understanding of purpose, which I think a lot of people struggle with, and see it as something outside themselves, and see that if you can't find this purpose, you have this sense of shame or guilt about,
Hmm.
or not feeling like you're validated. And so for me, this was a huge learning curve that I want to share with other people, because once I realized that me being me was my purpose,
Mm.
me being the best me that I can be was my purpose, and that you essentially are your purpose, then you can kind of relax a little bit more, have a little bit more fun, figure out more of who you are, and not always look outside yourself for some kind of magic answer or thing. Like once you find that one thing, your whole life will be solved
Mm.
forever
And
concept.
what are some of the biggest lessons that you've learned or seen in people as you've done this work?
Oh, what's really beautiful when people kind of mine their experience. I call it mining for gold in your experiences and your training and your certifications and your studies and your whatever life has brought to you at that point, and bringing it all together in something that's very unique. And it's like allowing all of yourself to play full out in your business model. This is the most fun, I think, with entrepreneurs, because we're creating our own business, and generally we are our business, we are our brand, right?
Mm.
Your company might be Dan Brown. My company's been Donna Brown for almost 40 years. And so that's really beautiful, seeing people just like going, oh yes, I can do this. Like I don't have to forget about this other thing that I used to do. I can take the best part of that and bring the best part of what I'm
Mm,
interested in now, create something even more exciting.
mm.
And that's it always brings amazing results. Like they're businesses, so they are meant to supply you with some form of income and revenue. And so that they generally become much more exciting and successful business models as well. So
Cool.
it's fun to see that.
I
Yeah.
love this. And what are some of your favorite stories that people have, just some examples of people who have kind of created their own unique mixture of their personal passions and made that into a kind of individual one of a kind business? What comes to mind?
Yeah. So one of my clients had basically some kind of had a spiritual awakening and had spent the last 7 or 8 years working on developing meditation and learning about different aspects of, let's say, a more spiritual world, but was struggling economically
Mm,
and financially. And so we were doing an intensive about sort of who she was and what she'd been doing. And she had this huge publishing experience. And I just looked at her, it's like, you know, what if you were to combine the two, right? Because people feel, especially people who feel they've had some kind of on a personal journey, this sense of personal development and personal awareness, that it's like, oh, I have to not do what I used to do and dedicate my life to that. But you can integrate this, and that's really powerful. So now she has this really successful publishing imprint, and is helping people write and publish more spiritually oriented books. And she uses all the techniques she's learned. So from her publishing experience and her, let's say, her personal awakening and her meditation experience and all the other
mm,
things she's studying into one practice.
mm.
And so now she can bring all of herself into being. And that's really, that's, I think, the key that people are underestimating when they try to create a new business for themselves. Anyway, so done really, really well. I mean, other people, by understanding that they were not just a blog, but a lifestyle brand around us, around chickens, they doubled their income in 6 months. Well, 6 weeks actually. 6 weeks. They doubled their monthly income in 6 weeks, and they were already a multiple six-figure company. So, but just by understanding this one thing about themselves and seeing themselves differently, right? It's like you always look at yourself in the mirror and you kind of skip over parts of yourself.
Hmm.
Well, you
You'll
can do
become
that
blind
with
to it almost.
exactly. So once she realized that, now she has 20 million followers and has a huge, like, is making a lot a lot of money, a
Cool.
significant around that. Yes. It's like when you have those remote control cars and
Yeah.
you're trying to get through a doorway, the doorway's nice and wide, but you keep hitting the door jam. Well,
Yeah.
especially me, because I'm not good at it. I just keep going back and hitting it again and
Yeah.
hitting
Yeah.
again. It's just
Yeah.
these micro adjustments. But there's this big wide open space waiting for you. And as soon as you
Yes.
hit that, you're flying. And that's the feeling. And
Because
it's
it's
beautiful.
amazing the kind of it's incredible the kind of energy that it brings you when you're doing work that excites you. And you don't feel like you have to climb uphill and force things as much. Would you have you found that?
Yes, it's like reducing that attrition. It's like when you're not using all the parts of you, like you would never say I have two legs and two arms and I'm never going to use my left arm, or I'm never going to use my left leg or something. It would never occur to you. But in our life experience and in what we know and what we're good at, we're so willing to just dump part of what we've learned through our
Mm,
lives, and right in the search of something else, rather than looking at how to integrate the best parts of everything that we've learned into something that makes sense. Because if you spend a lot of time learning something through a job experience or through training or through some sort of something, if you spend a long time at something, there's a reason for it. There was some part of you that really resonated with that.
mhm,
So it's finding those pieces and bringing them all together
mm.
that is really, really fun.
Cool. Cool.
Hmm.
And what would you say is the thing that you most need help with right now?
Hmm. Oh, I'd love to just spread the word that there's
Cool.
a way to make your business a spiritual practice, and
Mm,
that it's one and the same,
yes.
and that there's nothing to be afraid of. It's not, you don't have to be religious, you don't have to, but it's a very fulfilling and very different experience when you can be all of who you are through your business.
Hmm.
And I would just love people to start seeing um, the purpose of business really as a form of self-expression, almost like a fine
Yes,
art,
and
right?
creativity. Yeah.
Yes. And it's there to support you first and foremost. And
Hmm.
that is the thing
Hmm.
that I would love people to understand, that you're your first client. The first
Ah,
client and most important client of your business is you.
yeah.
And then you can serve everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I love that.
yeah, yeah.
Excellent.
Thank you, dear.
Well, I want to, before we wrap up today, and thank you for being part of this, where can people find you online and where can they learn more?
Oh, so very easy name, donnabrown.com. And that's super easy. And you can find me on my website. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram. And I've been on Instagram so long that that's actually my handle is Donna Brown, at
Yeah.
Donna Brown, which is
Good find.
crazy.
Yeah.
I know. Like that's why I was like, I was an early adopter. So basically you can find me there. You can find me on LinkedIn as well. I'm pretty standard. I've Donna Brown, that's me everywhere.
Cool.
So yeah, and
Well,
I'd love to hear from people too. Yeah.
perfect. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dan, for sharing and opening up your doors, your virtual doors
Of
to
course,
have
they're
a
wide open.
conversation.
And the remote control car just is going right through. Thanks so much.
Thanks
Take care.
Thanks again. Bye bye.